Hey guys, this is a channel update, just a quick channel update and a brief review of the Remington 870 that I just was able to shoot for the first time today. It is just your basic Remington 870 Express 2 3/4 or 3-inch shell capable, the nice laminated wood furniture, and specifically what I did was test that aftermarket barrel from CDNN. It's a Chinese-made cylinder bore home defense barrel, self-defense. This Remington 870 comes from the factory with a 28-inch modified choke barrel. That's more of a field barrel, a hunting barrel, for shooting clay and skeet, things like that. But what I did was I purchased this aftermarket open bore 20-inch barrel from CDNN. Out the door for $70, and kind of showed it to you in a previous video, but I took it out today and actually shot it, and the thing performed great. Absolutely no problems. Perfect patterns, what you'd expect with a cylinder bore. I shot double-aught buck, I shot number 1 buck, and I shot some of this nasty 3-inch number 4 buck from Remington, and everything worked perfectly. There you go, that's the part number, number 4 buck. 41 pellets of devastation. This stuff is nasty. And everything worked great. I'm real happy with this Remington 870. I had a feeling it was going to be smoother than my Mossberg 500, which is, your basic Mossberg 500, not the mil-spec 590 or 590A1. And not only was it smoother when I was fondling it here in the apartment, but it was actually smoother shooting at the range as well. There's advantages and disadvantages to each model. The Mossberg has, in my opinion, a more ergonomic design, especially with the fore-end release and the position of the safety. It has those dual extractors which are less prone to breakage, etc., etc. There's tons of videos on 870 versus 500. We don't want to get into that here, but basically my point is that this relatively cheap aftermarket Chinese-made barrel performed flawlessly, and I'd have no problems using it to protect myself or my wife. Basically, I'd stake my life on it. It works fine. Of course, you could buy an original Remington 870 20-inch, or I don't think they sell 20-inch. It might be an 18.5-inch barrel, but why? I mean, if it's just going to be for home defense, God forbid you ever have to use it, why spend all that extra money? If it was me, I'd probably go spend it on, if I hunted, I'd get a nice rifled slug barrel, or I would take the money that I save and get a nice set of chokes. But, that's just me. If you insist on original parts, no problem, more power to you. But if you want a nice alternative, a little bit cheaper, that's going to get the job done just as well, I really don't think you can go wrong with this CDNN barrel. It worked for me. Now, moving on to the other stuff here, you're going to see a couple of Glocks. You're probably thinking, what's going on here? And this is kind of the main update that I wanted to let you guys know about. This past weekend, I went to Vegas. I went to the gun store. It's kind of a touristy place. They rent machine guns. Tons of people go there to shoot machine guns. Whatever, that's fine, but they offer a free CCW course, and it was 8 hours long if you're a first-time applicant, 4 hours if you're renewing. And as you guys may or may not know if you've watched my channel long enough, I did get a CCW permit in Utah, and all the states that recognize Utah. So that was what I did last year. But honestly, I'm not really going to get to go to many of those states too often. I do, however, go to Vegas once in a while. It's just one state over, and my friend and I that did Utah decided that we need to get Nevada because that's the one that honestly we're going to be using the most. So we made a trip to Vegas. We took the course, and I'm probably going to fly out to, not today, sometime this week, because I have a couple of days off this week, to turn in my paperwork. Unfortunately, unlike Utah and Florida, you do have to submit the paperwork in person at one of two police stations there in Las Vegas, if you want to do it in Clark County. So I have to fly back, and now this week's as good a time as any, so I'm just going to book a flight and go back there later this week, turn it in, and then just wait for my CCW. And the next time I go to Vegas, I will be legally able to pack heat, protect myself. So I'm real excited about that. I used my Glock 19 to qualify. There is an exam you have to take. It's shooting one-handed with each hand, 6 rounds with each hand, one-handed at 3 yards, and then two-handed at 7 yards, and then I believe it was 12 yards. 12 shots at each of those distances. I don't know what score I got. I know I passed. This Glock 19 actually had a malfunction during my test. They make you use frangible ammo. It was the RWS, I believe it was 85 grain ammo. It worked fine, but I did have a stoppage. And the range officer even said that that ammo, as expensive as it is prone to stoppages. Actually, my friend right next to me with his Kimber had a malfunction as well. But I cleared it, no problem, passed my exam, and I'm going to go back to Vegas later this week to finish up the paperwork. I just put the Glock 19 there because that's the gun that I'm most likely going to CCW with. And then the last thing I wanted to show you guys, this is my Glock 22. I put this Packmeyer grip glove, I believe it's called, on there. I thought it was going to make the grip a little bit too big for my hands, but it worked fine. I shot it well, and actually I started doing reloads in .40 Smith & Wesson for the first time. And let me show you the target. Here it is. It was using the 165 grain Rainier bullets. There's the recipe, 8.7 grains of blue dot, 7 yards, a pretty realistic self-defense distance. Of course, I would never use reloads for self-defense or CCW, but got a pretty decent grouping, just as good, if not better, than the American Eagle factory ammo that I use from Federal. So I was pretty happy with, with my reloads. 50 rounds, not a single stoppage. So gotten into 40 reloading, to save some money, and so far so good. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. Oh, I just wanted to show you a couple little pieces of swag that I got. Basically, in summary, very happy with this Remington 870. Very happy with that aftermarket third-party barrel. The number 4 is a great alternative if, like me, you live in an apartment and double-aught buck is an over-penetration issue, a neighbor issue. So I recommend you guys try that out. It's got plenty of pop behind it, plenty of power. Did leave about a 10-inch grouping, and so it was perfect. Not scattered all over the place, but just right in my opinion. The only other couple of things I wanted to show you real quick. I'm not a Glock fanboy, I promise. I just, I like them. They do what they're supposed to do. They're reasonably priced. Got myself a Glock shirt in this kind of beige color from eBay. And what does it say back there? All day, every day. Glock stands behind those, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't have a little drawing of a gun on there, so it's not going to attract attention, especially since I live in California. So I got a nice little Glock t-shirt, and then that was from eBay. And this was from the actual Glock factory store online, the Glock website. Basic coffee mug. It's kind of nice. $5 plus shipping. Came out to 13 bucks. Flat rate shipping. So I got myself 2. Yeah. Pretty nice for the gun enthusiast. Anyways, guys, that's a quick little update. I'm super excited to be getting my Nevada CCW. It's a permit that I'm actually going to be able to use and not just put in my wallet and look at and say, oh look, I can carry somewhere that I'm never going to go. So hope you enjoyed this update, and I will talk to you soon. More videos coming up soon. Have a good week. Thanks.